I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this, but being too optimistic is the worst thing ever, because people wake up and they would walk and they'll be like, maybe one day I don't have to do no work. I'm just gonna wake up, find a lottery ticket, win $1 billion and be rich and never have to work. If you have that mindset, you'll never make it anywhere. And even at times when I see that Lambo, I see those Corvette, I see these nice cars, I'm like, maybe let me just play the lottery. Let me play the lottery. And guess what? You know how many times I won? 0 times. Because I go in there thinking, oh, if I just pay just $2 or now it's $5 for Mega Million, I'm gonna be rich, right? And it's okay to play here and there, but when you're so focused on finding the easy way out to make money, or whatever's your money goal, then nothing's gonna be good for you, because you're gonna always try to find the easy way out and you're never gonna put the hard work that you need to make that money. Look, I doubled my income because I worked hard, I found another job, and doubling my income wasn't as hard as you think, right? I went from a job that I didn't like. I mean, I liked it, but it just didn't pay much, right? If it was paying, I'm like, I'm staying in this job. But I had to let go of my emotions. I had to put my emotions to the ground. I had to tell myself, look, if I want to make more money, if I want to do better in life, I have to, learn a skill, or I have to just put my emotions down, right? Because I was in this job where I liked it, I liked the environment, and I felt cool. I felt like this guy, but I didn't want to leave because I felt so connected, even though there was a better opportunity that paid more. I'm like, no, but what if this, what if, they think this if I leave, because I was having so many good things said about me. They're like, oh, you're a good worker, thank you so much, we love what you do, and all of that. And then that really just made me like, wow, I really like the validation, not the job, like actually doing the job. Like I said, I like the environment, the people, but doing the actual job with the pay that I was getting was not helping me at all. It's not like I was doing something I was so passionate about. When they say just follow your passion, even though you don't make that much. But what I was making was minimum wage in my state, and minimum wage, as you may or may not know, is not enough to live a good life. Your life, you're gonna be living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, not even paycheck to paycheck. You can't even live paycheck to paycheck unless you're living for your parents, or you're living with someone's paying the bills and someone's helping you out. It's not fun. The only thing I could have really bought was like food and gas, to be honest, right? Food and gas, and that's not enough, right? Food and gas, you need a car, you need a house, you need somewhere to live in, you need to pay for insurance, you need all of this, right? And as a 22-year-old guy, I need to eat. You see these trying to get these muscles, you need to eat, right? Or I need to eat especially. And I don't want to live a life where I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or I can't pay my bills, or I can't do this, which is why I'm trying to, build my future, and which is why you can also build your future. However, this optimistic, this thinking something just gonna come and you're gonna get rich is not a good mindset, because you're going to rely on that thing to happen, which may or may not happen. I'm not gonna say it never will happen. It may, but stop putting that like in the top of your head. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get rich tomorrow. And you start watching a lot of videos, maybe, oh, get rich scheme or lottery. Because there's so many people that won the lottery, even though it's a very, very low chance. For example, if you watch the news and you watch, about a bunch of shark attacks, when you go to the beach, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna get a shark attack, even though it's very rare to get a shark attack. But when you expose your mind to the news, to stuff like that, what happens is start developing this fear. If I go in the ocean, a shark is gonna come attack me. if I go in the ocean, the great white shark is gonna come eat me alive, right? You start thinking all these random things. Like you watch the news, right? I'm not saying don't watch the news, but the news will make you, make you have fear or anything in general, right? Watching on Instagram, you watch, oh, this person got into a fight, whatever. You're like, oh, if I'm here, someone's gonna want to fight me. No, you're watching so many videos, right? Because you kind of know what type of videos people watch depending on what they speak about. They'll be like, you saw those news about how the hurricane, did something, whatever. Not hurricane. Hurricane just sounds. Or you heard a thing about a snake was in the toilet or something, right? And that does happen, but that's very rare. But if you watch so many videos on that, you're gonna be scared of your toilet because of hearing that, right? I was actually scared at one point because I kept watching videos. I'm like, what if there's a snake there? What if there's a snake there? So you just have to really just look around, and you have to look at the probability of something happen, and you have to look, how can I get, what are the 3 steps that I can do, or what are 3 to 5 things that I can do today that will allow me to get to my goal? What are the 5 things I can accomplish today, right? I go to the gym. That's one. Easy, right? You go study, whatever. You just start checking things out, right? When you do things every day, in order to always have a rest day. But if you check things, you feel like, okay, I accomplished something, right? Yeah, you didn't run a 40 track or you beat a world record. However, you won something in your life. And when you look at it as an accomplishment in your life, not like, oh, I made $100 today out of my side hustle, but someone made $10,000 a day. What am I doing? No. Don't be like, what am I doing in my life? You can be like, okay, I made, I still got work to do, right? What can I do to make $200, $300, and then you just think about ways, because there's so many ways to make money. Like I made money online, on social media, and it was really due to the fact that I had the drive, right? And there was times I did lose that drive, right? I'm gonna be real with you, right? Especially with the gym as well. I was working out, and then I'm like, how do I want to do this? I wasn't consistent until last year, and then I started getting consistent. Now I'm starting to feel better. But like, if I stop going to the gym, I'm gonna lose my gains. If I stop posting, if I stop posting, I'm just lose traction. I'm not gonna have views, and it's just not fun, right? That's why being consistent in everything, studying, you're getting good grades and you stop studying for a month, obviously you're gonna fail your exam unless you had a prior experience, studying experience, or like prior exposure to a certain subject. Like I know someone in my class when I was in university, they would ace the test. They're like, oh, I'm like, how do you do it? Oh yeah, because I learned that when I'm back in my country. We been learned this. So they didn't really have to study because they been learned of this. So if you just learn to do optimistic away and hard work, you will be good. And I guarantee you. So thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.